Hi, this is Paul, last name No. Today is December 7th, 2018, and I'll be doing video lab number 8, the cow eye dissection. I'll be doing this in 4 parts. First part is removing the fat and muscle and identifying parts from the lateral view. Second part is cutting the eye in half and observing the vitreous humor. Third part is looking at the posterior end of the eye and identifying parts. And the fourth part is looking at the anterior part of the eye and identifying parts. So this is the initial view of the cow eye here. As you can see, there's fat and muscle around it. But if you look at it carefully, you can see that the optic nerve is right there at the behind. Okay, so you see here, I'm going to cut the fat around this, and you can see there's an optic nerve there, a lot of fat sitting around. So I'm going to kind of start doing that by just kind of cutting around the this useless fat here that I don't really need. I'm just going to go ahead and keep cutting at it, kind of shave at it and see how much I can get. And so let me just start cutting off the fat, and I'll be back when the fat is gone. Hello, now that we were able to move the fat from the eye, we just need to identify some parts. So here is the cornea of the eye. This white part is the sclera, and the nerve ending here is the optic nerve. Again, that's cornea, sclera, optic nerve. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the eye in half and identify the vitreous humor. So I'm just going to kind of hold this like this, and I'm going to cut downwards. So here we go. Chop away at it and see how we can cut here. Okay, so there we go. Cutting away. Just keep cutting. As I'm cutting, I see juices coming out. I'm going to keep cutting. I think at this point, I'm going to use the scissors. Just kind of maybe cut this way. Maybe I should continue using the scalpel. Okay, so now we're going to cut. Kind of tough. There we go. We're able to see here. If you can see, there's a jelly-like substance inside, and it's called the vitreous humor. And it's kind of jelly-like. Kind of reminds you of Jello. So here we go. We cut the eye in the posterior anterior end, and we're able to see this vitreous humor here, kind of like a jelly. There you go. And you can see this also has the vitreous humor, which is jelly-like. So now we're going to identify the. This is the posterior end of the eye, and we're going to identify here the parts. And as you can see, this is the optic disc. This here is the retina. The sclera is right there. And this is the choroid, this shiny substance. Again, this is the retina. Optic disc is coming through this hole right here. You can see that the nerve goes up, and it goes up to the goes up there, and that's the optic nerve, the choroid, sclera, and retina. Okay, so this is to identify the last 4 things that are part of the anterior eye. As you can see, this is the last parts of the anterior eye. So I'm going to go with this kind of like marble-like shape, and that is going to be the lens. This is the lens right here, this little marble-like shape. This thing right here that's in a black circle, that's going to be the iris, okay? The iris. And this right here, inverted out, is the cornea. And that right there is the sclera. So again, that's the lens, iris, cornea, and sclera.